and welcome back to Book Reviews with Alice. Today we are going to be talking about A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. Now, A Touch of Darkness was my first read from Scarlett St. Clair, and I have to say it is not going to be my last because I really like this story. If you've been following my channel for a while, you will know that me and Greek mythology, we're friends. So a retelling of Hades and Persephone set in a more modern-esque type world, 100% right up my alley. And so I have a lot of wonderful things to say about this book. So it is more of I would classify it as an urban fantasy in the sense that it is taking place in what is a modern type world, and it's called New Athens. So the gods, essentially, there was wars or whatever, and now they've created a new Greece, a new Athens, and this is where Persephone is living disguised as a mortal because she just wants to have a normal life, and Hades is still the lord of the underworld, but of course to make money he runs nightclubs and things like that in order to make the funds to rule his empire and things like that. There are the normal gods that you would expect in a Greek mythology retelling. So we get Hermes, Apollo, all these other people. Aphrodite shows up, Demeter, Persephone's mother, Zeus, they're all there, they're all mentioned. We run into some of them in the first two books. Those are the ones I've read so far as of this recording. And it was a lot of fun. I love the idea that the gods have horns, which is how you can identify them, and Persephone has to run around with a glamour in order to make sure that her horns are hidden from people, and when she gets upset, the glamour starts to like give a little, and she has to be extra careful about things like that. That I just really liked the story. It's one of those boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy and girl figure crap out kind of things, and it was a lot of fun, and there's so much history written into it. When you learn about the characters, you know that the gods have all these relationships and history with each other. Persephone is clearly a younger goddess, so she does not know a lot of the history in that. She's been very sheltered by her mother, which is why she's in the human world in order to be able to live a life that is separate from her mother a little bit, which is something I think a lot of younger people can understand, wanting to separate yourself from your parents, find your own path, follow your own dreams. So I think that that is a very realistic thing that a lot of us can touch on and just understand. But the story and the side characters and the friends, oh, I loved so much about this book. I know a lot of people complain that the writing is pretty simplistic, but let's be honest here, if you're reading a romance fantasy type book, you're not looking for Shakespeare. You're not looking for like the greatest literary writer of our generation. It is what it is. It's a book for escapism, to be enjoyed. If you like mythology and you like romance, this is a fantastic read for you. It's a wonderful story. It is a little smutty, so if you don't like the smut, do not read this one. I will warn you about that now. There's less in this one than the next one, but honestly, the story itself is a lot of fun. We all kind of know the Hades and Persephone story if you know anything about Greek mythology. And I've read a couple of different retellings, and this one is by far one of my favorite. It was clear, I understood, and knowing as much about Greek mythology as I do, the little touches that were put there, like even just in the underworld, Hades' dogs, his dogs are Cerberus and Aureus, which are the dogs he actually has. So there was research done. This is an accurate portrayal of how things are in Greek mythology for the underworld, and I love that about it. Because when you get the names right and you get the facts right and you know your stuff like this, someone had to do work. You know, Scarlett did her work figuring out where everything is in the Greek underworld with mythology and put it all in the book. So those mythology nerds like me, those little nuggets that we find along the way, just made this book that much better for me. So as I said, if you like mythology and you like smut and you like romance, check this one out because I can't say enough good things about it. And honestly, she's written 3 books in Persephone's point of view. She's working on Hades' point of view right now. And I love me a romance with a dual POV. I can't help myself. I want to know what the guy is thinking too. So check it out. It's fantastic. And yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my review of A Touch of Ruin, which is coming up next. Bye.